I'm going to read you a quote from a former Tony Blair advisor who's called John McTernan. And he says, "We could do to the farmers what Thatcher did to the miners. It's an industry we could do without. We don't need small farmers." Yeah, somebody actually said that out loud. And if you think about what happened to farming during the Tony Blair era, where everything was altered for beef farmers in favour of EU advantages, you can see where farming is heading and why the farmers are so upset. Obviously, you'll get it reported on GB News. I'm not sure how the mainstream report it because I don't look at them anymore. I'm not really interested in propaganda, you see. I'd rather have the news. Nigel Farage has quoted the tweet himself. I've put it out. Well, it wasn't a tweet, actually. It was a statement on a Patrick Christie's interview on GB News. I think it was yesterday. I put it out as a standalone tweet. I've sent it to everybody I know in WhatsApp. I've put it out on Facebook. And it's obviously, I suppose the term is, going viral, and deservedly so, because what an abhorrent comment to make. This is from some pen pusher who's probably never done a decent day's work in his life, never rolled a sleeve up or broke a sweat. We don't know because he's too busy typing away about what needs to be done to make Britain fantastic, which is basically just hand farming over to the government. They'll decide what we eat and when we can eat it, and if you don't fit into the criteria, you won't get it. So I prefer to have small farmers. I like farm shops. I like people to have the opportunity to be the best they can be. And quite clearly, farmers are getting on the government's nerves because whichever way you dress this up, I see communism creeping into our country. It was drip-fed via the Tory party, and now someone's hoping to force it on full throttle with Keir Starmer at the helm. But the good news is, when someone's upsetting just about every faction of life we have, from steel workers to farmers to the elderly to the descendants of the elderly with the inheritance tax laws to small businesses scuppered by the same inheritance tax laws, and then you've got the students who are going to have more expensive education. This is all coming from the same place, of course, which is the middle management called the Starmer government, of the globalist movement to basically nobble everybody into submission, where you'll own nothing and be happy. I've never seen one person who owns nothing and is happy. They usually end up on the streets, don't they? And they don't really care about you wanting to accrue properties, cars, boats, caravans, having a decent life, even accruing holidays. That's going to be frowned upon, when in actual fact these globalists have increased their use of private jets. Just Google it. It's up by about 60%, whilst they preach about telling you not to travel. Then, of course, there's going to be quite a lot of air travel from all the people leaving America, the movie stars. I think De Niro's already gone. My list of watchable actors and actresses is so small now after they've come out with their political garbage. I'm not really interested what an actor or an actor thinks. What I'd like him to be is neutral. Don't tell me what you think. I don't want to know it. I just want to watch your films that I formerly enjoyed but can't even look at your faces now. So let's just do the quote again. "We could do to the farmers what Thatcher did to the miners. It's an industry we could do without. We don't need small farmers." How bloody abhorrent is that? Imagine saying that to someone who's 3-4 generations into farming the same land. Where do you think we're going when we've rewilded everything? When we've made it so difficult to grow a sprig of broccoli for the supermarket's finite requirements that most of 50% of the stock's thrown away because he can't sell it to the supermarkets because it doesn't look pretty enough on the shelves. It's got to look like a bunch of flowers. This is how stupid we've become. This is how utterly pampered we've become. But fortunately, the people running the ship right now are so bloody awful at it. Even the sleeping dead are waking up to what's going on to this country. And most of the people are right behind the farmers. We want to see small farmers survive.